The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom O'Brien and Daryl Martin.
Welcome, folks. We got Daryl Martin, Tom O'Brien, and Tom O'Brien. It's a beautiful thing. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here going into this great Memorial Day, kicking off the summer. Dow Industrials right now down 18. You get the Nasdaq up 9. S&Ps are flat. We have the gold contract flat trading at 12.03. Silver is down 6 cents at 17.06. And the action out here this morning, no doubt, is inside the dollar. You get the dollar index up 836 ticks, 96.17. Also, action out here is going to be in the oil market. That's down 70 at 60.04. And if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform, folks, come over to our website. Great platform to trade off of. You'll see the Nadex banner on the top or on the side. You can hit that banner. You bring up the exchange. They'll put $25,000 of paper money into your account. You can be trading that right here, right now. Daryl Martin, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
We're doing great, man. So, coming into this weekend, of course, inside the S&P, I guess it's a little flat, no doubt. This is going to be summer trading. So what you do have, folks, is that Fridays, Mondays, coming into the summer, bottom line, things flatten out quite a bit. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, you have real action. That's when the market has a shot to do something.
Everyone takes their long weekend, right?
They do.
Yeah.
And what ends up, what's really wild about that is that even if the market wants to break topside or downtown, in the summer it's unusual that it will do it on a Monday or Friday. What will happen is that it's going to break one way or the other. Normally it's in the middle of the week, and then the follow-through can happen on a Monday or a Friday. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Once it gets going. But guess what? When things are calm, which, they're calm.
We know Fridays. It's like up in Boston especially. If you don't get out of your office by like 12 noon, you're stuck in traffic for maybe 3 hours.
You'll get there at midnight.
Exactly.
And folks, what Tom's talking about, you're only going an hour and a half down to the Cape, but the Cape on a Friday can be 4 hours instead of an hour and a half.
Memorial Day it probably would be.
It will be 4.
Yeah.
It will be 4. There's no doubt. And I'm sure in Texas it's the same way, right, Daryl? They're going somewhere, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it'll get completely packed out around here.
Yeah. So everyone's got to leave their office.
DFW anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's all the traffic, yeah.
When we last week we were talking about, and I'd like to bisect and dissect this week because we were talking about, Tom, you had brought up the aspect of
I was telling him, Daryl, about how you were talking about the Nadex spreads and just kind of as they trade in tenths of a point, and really you're getting 400-point spreads for 40 Nadex points as opposed to getting 400-point spreads for 400 Dow points, and the Nasdaq ones are just that much more volatile, and your exposure is so much more because of it. So it only takes 2 contracts in those spreads to get a futures contract.
Right.
Exactly.
So that's what we talked about a lot, for a good 15, 20 minutes last week.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally like the best product on Nadex.
It's pretty cool, man. That's why we spent a lot of time, and I was telling my dad about it, and I got it from your show. I think it was it was probably 2 weeks ago now. It was either Tuesday or Thursday maybe, and whenever you were first talking about it.
Yeah, they went in and they made them like just so narrow. You know? I mean, you got like 1 tick. I mean, I'm looking at them right now. There's 1 tick wide bid offers.
Right.
And,
right. You're basically paying no bid-ask premium, and you have that type of exposure.
I know. So you can go in there. You have capped risk,
right?
Which is a beautiful thing. I mean, they're obviously it's still quite a bit if you're going like right in the middle or whatever.
Right.
But it's still not going to ever blow up on you.
Yeah.
There's no margin.
And then we went over the $400 or the $800 spreads too. So,
and we're going to do that.
Yeah.
Well, you can trade those $800 spreads all day long.
Right.
That could be your spread. That
They're
could be
just
your
a market
spread, and that's all you trade.
Right.
Folks, and we're going to walk.
You're talking a 360 round turn, $3.60.
I know.
Folks, we're going to walk you through this because the 800 spreads. Okay, if you happen to be an option trader or a futures trader, right? These 800-point spreads.
I know.
See, when you trade in the middle, and it might look like you're putting more money up, and it might look like you have more risk, but you don't if, in fact, you're trading that product anyway. You get dramatically
It's the same
less.
risk you'd have if you're only exposing yourself to $400 down when you're in the middle of that 800-point spread. If the NASDAQ moves 40 points against you, well, you're going to lose that kind of money if you're trading futures anyway, and far more, maybe.
Right.
It'll be
Well,
far
don't
more.
be stupid and close your trade, you know?
Because what happens is that one E-mini NASDAQ is $3,900.
I know.
Okay, so we'll bring this up right now and show you what because when Tom was bisecting and dissecting this, I'm saying to myself, this is like a no-brainer. And it's particularly a no-brainer because what happens is the aspect of the liquidity in them, as you just said, Daryl, okay, is unbelievable because
it's a tight market.
It's a tight market, and you can get out just as quick.
Yeah.
You know, this is not, and
it's 0.1 from the bid to the offer. That's
right.
amazing.
And so watch this too, folks. Most times when you're trading an option, you're trading a product like this, okay, the bottom line is that your reward is really capped too, because it has to be, because on both sides someone's taking the risk, right? What happens inside this product is that it is capped, okay, we're capped at $40, okay? But inside the NASDAQ, if you've ever traded the NQs, folks, okay, do they go up and down over 40 points? Yeah, they do, but not. It's unusual.
It's a 1% move.
Yeah, it's unusual. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
well, that's pretty much the most move you usually get on a normal day.
Right, it's a
Like,
1%
that'd be like you'd have to buy
Exactly.
at the absolute
And as long
high
as I
and sell
can-
at the absolute low.
Right.
You
right,
know?
and that's right. And if you're trading those folks, you're getting out before them. That's my
You
point.
get a full percentage move on an indice and you make all the profit of that. Well, that's okay because that's a huge move.
It's huge. Because the only time I've ever got a lot more than that is that, in the downdrafts of 2007, that was there. But guess what? It's not there. So why don't we can we bring up some of those spreads? What we're going to do, folks, is we'll bring this spread up for you and just show you, because it's amazing, man. Daryl, it absolutely blows my mind, man. I'm telling you.
It's fantastic. I got 8 of them on right now.
Yeah.
They're awesome, man. They are.
Yeah.
So you have 4 futures contracts that you're trading, basically.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so here are the accounts. These are the dailies. These are NASDAQ 100.
Yep.
So we're looking at, here's a 40-point spread, 40-point spread, 40-point spread, and then there's our 80-point spread.
That's the master spread.
There's our 80-point spread, right?
Okay, so
I mean, even if we're looking at the 80-point spread, we're pretty close to market. Terrell, are you trading the 40-point spreads or the 80-point spreads?
I'm trading the 80s.
You're 80s.
right.
Yeah.
It makes
That's what I
makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, here's the thing. In the top, bottom, and 30% of a spread is when a word for it is optionality kicks in.
okay.
Okay? And sort of like, on a normal vanilla option,
Yep.
the closer you get to the strike price, the more premium you have, right?
Sure.
So the more premium you have, the slower the delta becomes. Like, let's say, versus being deep in the money. Okay?
Right. Yes.
So if you're in the middle of a spread, that's equivalent to being like having a deep in the money call.
Right.
All right? So if I can the more I can stay inside that middle, like 40%,
Yes.
the more I get a delta of 1 on the trade.
Sure, right. They're right at market, yeah.
Exactly. So if I buy a really narrow spread, then I only have a few points. Like if I buy one that's only like 10 points wide, okay, then I only have like really 4 points where I get a full delta, and then it's going to start slowing down. So taking advantage of that 800-point spread, I mean...
Yeah, you're going to trade point for point for a good 20 points of the NASDAQ probably, right?
Exactly. And then it'll slow down a little bit.
Right.
I mean, now that works in your favor in both ways, you know. So it works in your favor in one way. It sort of hurts you in your profit, but helps you in your loss, that type of thing. But if you're just trading the 800-point spread, it's just, I mean, it's literally you're trading the future contract itself.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just put this up beside here, folks, so you can see how close this thing is, because it's unbelievable. What you're gonna see.
Are you trying to show where it's trading at?
Well,
Just, I mean, the indicative index is up here, so it's 4537.4, and it's 4537.1 by 4537.4 right now. So it's basically at market by 1/10 of a point.
how good
And
is
that's what
that?
the scanner will do for you. They'll actually tell you in Nadex ticks
Yes.
what the proximity is to the market instantly.
Yes, and
Cool.
and folks, Daryl has this scanner that you can test drive. Once you bring the product up, just come over to our website at TFNN. You can test drive that scanner 30 days, and what it does, which is really awesome. It's not going to tell you what to go long or short, but what it will tell you is that what the best probability is of the strategy that you want, which is just, and of course, you get the...
and where it is in relation to market, which is, you either know
which is huge.
You're either paying premium or you're getting premium, but
Right.
either that way you know what the premium is.
You know,
Right. And
go ahead.
important things on premium, too, is a lot of people get all caught up in the premium.
Yeah.
And what they reminded them is premium goes away over time, right? So it doesn't like go away because you get in the trade and then all of a sudden like you've lost 5 points of premium.
Yeah.
You can get in the trade, market moves 5 points, you can get out of the trade, the premium's still there,
Right.
10 minutes later, an hour later, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's one thing that I've helped a lot of traders understand because they felt like they were having to pay like the bid offer spread plus the premium.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, just like you don't make the premium because you're on the other side of the premium instantly, you also
Right.
don't lose the premium just because you're on the other side instantly.
Right.
And what's wild here, so watch this, folks. So when you're dealing with leverage, okay, leverage can work for you and against you. And the way that it would work against you is that you have the positions on that are too high. It goes against you, and you get destroyed. Well, inside the Nadex platform, you can have the leverage going up to the $40. You have the defined risk. And in this case, though, you're only putting on $664 for a full contract versus $3,900.
Right. And you have open exposure 1% each way the market moves, which is a lot of. That's huge. Right.
And with the ones we're talking about right now, the master spread goes to 415.
Right.
So you have, okay, what ends up happening on a normal future deal, right? You're really realistically not going to stay in the $40. You probably I wouldn't stay in the $40 here either, okay? Realistically, if you're trading it all day long, because this you can day trade these, man.
Oh yeah.
That's the difference here.
Definitely.
There's
It's a
no
really
doubt.
tight market.
So so the commission's 90 cents per deal,
Per contract.
right?
So like Daryl was saying, 360 for 2 contracts.
Give me a break. Unreal. Stay right there, folks. Daryl Martin, Tom O'Brien. We want to hear from you. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Coming right back, folks.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy. A set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Tom O'Brien, Darryl Martin, and Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. And, folks, if you haven't test drove that Nadex platform, get over there and do it. Absolutely fabulous platform. We've been talking about the NDX spreads. And, you know, if you trade in the futures, bottom line, take a look at them because you can get, you talk about bringing that down to defined risk. In this particular case, we're talking about a full contract for $664.
Yeah.
And that's as good as you can get. And even commission-wise. You know, there's the commissions are inexpensive in the futures market, but
it's $3.60 in and out. In and out, right, Darryl? Is that where you got that number? 180 on each side?
Yeah, exactly. To do two of them to equalize the contracts.
In and out, so a full commission,
Yep.
full trade. That's pretty cool.
It's unbelievable. Hey, listen, dollar out here today. I know, Darryl, you love trading these news events, so talk to us about that 8:30 news event this morning.
Basically, I usually try to trade them to collect the premium because they're usually
I understand.
Inflated.
Right.
You know, that's my number one way to trade any kind of news event, just because when they come out, they usually don't move near as much as people think they are going to move.
Yeah.
Okay.
This morning, I mean, it moved more than normal. I think it was way more than normal. So it was just, you know, one of those, like, I try to get 10 out of 12 whenever I'm trading them. And what I do is I track the stats over basically the last 5 years, the last 1 year, and then the last 12 releases, which is often 1 year. It depends upon what kind of release it is. Some of them, you know, come out every week.
Sure.
Things like that. And based on those numbers, I'll either go in and I'll put on a rule of trade directionally, like if I can pull off a nice straddle or strangle.
Yes.
You know, so this obviously would have been a really good one to straddle or strangle on.
Yeah.
But also, if it normally doesn't, then I'll go in and I'll put in like a iron condor type trade where I'm buying the lower spread and selling the upper spread. And then I'll just collect the premium because there's a crap load of premium in these trades around news. And
before the news, right? That's how that works, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, like you look at some of these trades, like right here, okay? Like this contract on NASDAQ. And if we look at it, it had disappeared, but it had like 50 points of premium in it. Okay. So you got 5 points of premium. You pull that off on both sides. You got, you know, basically 10 points of movement that you can go in and take advantage of and be the collector of the premium versus the payer of the premium.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite strategies because it's just, well, one, it's really simple. You don't have to be really right about direction.
Right.
It can go up. It can stay flat. It can, you know, go down, whatever. As long as it doesn't go too far against you. And if it does go too far against you, you can get out. And you're talking like a tick for tick loss. You know, you're not talking about a binary that's all or nothing.
Right.
So I can go in there and I can take advantage of the spreads and take advantage of the premium, and I can be that collector versus that payer. And most people are trying to pay the premium versus collect the premium.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you: on this dollar, right? Hey,
This is the euro dollar.
the
if that's
euro
what-
dollar. Yeah, has it already blown by a deviation point?
The euro dollar. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I think it went pretty far past it
I'm
already.
sure.
Yeah, because that
let's
move,
see.
8:30, folks, was
we're actually
extraordinary.
we're actually at a 1 deviation expected move right
That's
now.
not
We're
that
right
bad.
at it. Okay.
We're
Okay.
literally sitting on it, bouncing off of it.
That's not that bad for how
Right.
far it moved.
Yeah. Now it moved. The thing is, it moved up a lot.
Okay, that's why. That makes sense.
From the
Okay.
previous day settlement. So we're actually on a 2 deviation from high to low move.
Okay.
So because the plus 1 deviation was 1.203.
Yeah.
Okay. So and then we're down here on the minus deviation, which is 1.101. So it literally moved up
There
1
you go.
deviation overnight, and then it moved down 2 deviations from it. So you're at a very high probability stage at this point. I mean, you're at a 95% probability that it will not go lower.
Yeah.
Yeah. And most of the time, I guess the amount of energy that it takes, well, particularly on a Friday, right? The amount of energy. What the euro dollar, right? I mean, does that stay active to like 10:30, 11:30 Eastern time? Is there a number on that?
You mean inside Nadex?
No, I know that they can trade them all day, just like you can trade currencies
yeah.
all day. But reality-wise,
In general, the
Yeah.
currencies is asking.
Oh, the currencies. I mean, you can get like as far as in the evening, you know. Now, as far like the evening, you can go from about 7 to around 10 or 11.
yes,
Then nothing happens normally between like 11 and 3 a.m.
yeah,
when Europe opens back up. And then you get about 11 to 7, and then it quiets down until the U.S. session opens up,
right,
and then you'll see it, basically pop for about another 2 or 3 hours, and then like after 11 a.m.
they
Eastern
flatten.
time,
Yeah,
like during the day,
Yeah.
then you're
Yeah.
like you're at a 50-50 of it actually moving somewhere.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Probably even less.
right.
So
no,
that's why
yeah,
I'm saying,
I've
like,
seen
the chance of it going lower is so low right now. Like this is a great like premium collection trade.
Yeah. What is interesting is that, I've seen it, even this is interesting because even on a Friday, the gold has moved quite a bit, and sometimes the dollar moves quite a bit too.
Okay.
It's a spike too.
It
You know
can
what I mean?
definitely move.
It's coming into the
Yeah.
close. It's a
Yeah.
spike. This is Darryl Martin, Tom O'Brien. Tom O'Brien. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. We'll come right back.
If you're like me, you see the world's emerging nations as a very real opportunity, as these countries and their economies are developing right before our eyes. And you can rest assured that Everbank has spotted this opportunity too. In fact, they have just released the second running of their 5-year Market Safe Futures Economy CD. This is a CD that could really deliver, but you only have until June 11th to take advantage. Consider the facts. If the future economy's currencies beat the US dollar over the CD term, you'll get all of the upside at maturity. And should they lose, no worries. There's zero downside risk here, as you get back 100% of your deposited principal. Don't miss out. The June 11th funding deadline is quickly approaching. So hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN-CD for more information, including important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN-CD. Everbank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Trade with confidence and clarity while using the software that thousands of institutional traders rely on to make the best and most accurate decisions. Choose from 1,000 equities, currencies, and futures instruments utilizing the TAS architecture. As seen on Bloomberg terminals worldwide, the TAS Profile Scanner is a benchmark technical filtering system that thousands of traders rely on, and now you can too. For a limited time for TFNN subscribers only, we've reduced the price to just $97. That's over 75% off. John Logan hosted a special subscriber-only webinar in December, and you'll gain access to that archive as well, so you can learn exactly what the TAS Profile Scanner can do for you. Try this product out. No matter what you trade, the TAS Profile Scanner can help you make more informed trading decisions. There's no obligation to pay anything. Don't let this offer pass you by. Get your 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner today by signing up at TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com, educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now are down 22. You get the Nasdaq up 8. S&Ps are down $1.50. We get some movement in gold. This is going to get kind of interesting. So gold is up 260 right now. Let's see what's going over on that market, because that has been a dead duck this morning. Look at that. So we had, at that 820 number, that gold went from 1213 down to the 1201. It's making its way back again. It's rejecting that level. We'll see where that. Well, Friday in the gold market, man. I don't think that's ready to go long, but that's where the volatility inside that for the next couple hours probably will be as good as the volatility inside the dollar. What's interesting, Darryl, is that I was just saying to Tom that, this morning when that number came out, inside the NDX 100, that had two separate $200 moves if you had one contract. One $200 move down and one $200 move right back up.
As in 20-point NASDAQ moves. Is Darryl there? Oh, maybe? No?
Oh, there it is.
There he
Sorry
is.
about that. Okay, yeah. Had the sneeze button on, right? So
we were just talking about the 20-point moves, one way down, one way up, just.
Exactly. So, yeah, they flew on down, flew on up, and that's 200 points on Nadex right there, right? 200 ticks.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
And that aspect is pretty wild, because you were putting up 664. You could be down 200, back up 200 if
you're talking about 664, that's going to be a 200 per. 664 was for two Nadex contracts.
Right, yeah.
So that'd be a 400 point. It's $200 per Nadex contract.
Well, I thought
on the 20-point move.
I'm looking at the Nasdaq move 10 points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I
did it
right from 35 to 25.
Okay, I got you.
30, and then move right back up because we're at 37 again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, man, there goes gold. There goes gold.
It's going, man. It is.
Hey, there goes gold. You buying gold, Tommy?
You should put the gold chart up here so they can see it.
Okay. So here, I just GCM5.
Dragging the indices with it.
So let's see. That's really wild, man. Someone doesn't want to be short
going into the weekend.
Gold going into the weekend, which is pretty wild. So you have, once you're back in this range, man, this is pretty. I wouldn't be, what happens here today, folks, is that if you were out here prior to the announcement at 8:30, I think you could be trading those, the dollar, but going into a long weekend, we can walk you through these contracts, but you don't want to be in the middle of them today,
Well, not at almost 11 o'clock, especially.
Right.
It's not even 9:30 or 10.
But be prepared for next Tuesday. Seriously, man.
Things open up after the holidays. Yeah.
They open up, and Wednesday will be the number, because Tuesday, still gets kind of slow at the beginning of the deal. But
Everybody get back from the Hamptons.
Exactly. Stroll into work,
the summer started.
Adjust to the fact that you're back from 3 days after a fun weekend.
Right. So. And what you're going to have on the agenda, real quick, which is going to be on the fryer, is going to be Greece again.
Okay.
All the arguments are out there that, hey, Greece is a tiny country, it doesn't matter and all that. And guess what? That's all right. It is a tiny country, but that would be like saying that you have a tiny guy or a tiny woman, and you just lent them, half the amount of money in the world. Because that's what
half the amount of money in the world.
I'm exaggerating that a bit, okay? But the European,
we like to talk in extremes, but
no, the European banks are on the hook.
Oh, it's big money.
No one. And there's no corporations that would ever get as much money as that they've already got.
Sure.
And because one of the main reasons is this, folks. So check this out. Like the payment they did last week. The payment they did last week, all that payment is come out of the reserve. It come out of the banks lent them more money to pay the banks back.
Yeah.
But that has been going on for 12 years.
That's how it mostly works, though.
That's how it works.
Everybody, not just Greece.
Yeah, except that Greece doesn't have any money coming back.
I hear you.
So the question's going to be for them: do we just get out of the European Union, which they absolutely should? That would be the smartest thing for them to do. But that'll roil the banks very quickly. And the debt markets. And so that's where the volatility comes inside the currency market. Currency market puts volatility inside the bond market, and the bond market, of course, rules everything, because the bond market is 8 to 10 times bigger than the equity markets across the world. So I suspect that this summer we're going to have some huge opportunities inside all those levels in order to trade these products. And, we haven't talked about the binaries, but the binaries on bigger events, those 10-to-1 shots, 12-to-1 shots.
That's really where the premium game comes in.
It does, right?
For sure.
Well, what you brought up last week, I thought was really intriguing. What Tom had brought up last week, folks, is that like anything else, buying right is really important. Okay, and you had brought up the aspect where we look at the bid and offer, and all that had to end up happening is that it was at a 3-for-1 deal, right? And he was bringing up the aspect that, well, if the offer, he was going to wait if the offer had come down. Because the offer at that point, remember, only had to come down. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was going to make going from a 3-to-1 to almost
like a 5-to-1.
Yeah. And it didn't have to come down that much. And that's really important in the aspect if you're doing binaries all the time.
Sure.
Because it's a probability game, right?
Right.
And so you want to pay attention to, where you are going in, and take a look at that probability that, hey, 20 cents down turns into a 5-to-1 versus a 3-to-1.
Right.
It's huge, man.
I mean, it's kind of like what you're talking about, Daryl. As they get to that, maybe it's lower third, upper third portion of the spread, it's almost the same thing as the binaries. As it gets, whether it's, a third standard deviation away from the move, there's some big risk return, risk reward that you can get, where the market becomes like a 20 by 25 on a binary that if you're in the money, it's 100. So it's a 4-to-1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hop in there on the in the monies, the out of the monies, and the out of the monies have like that massive return. And if you that's where I use a lot of targets and magnets.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
You find those high volume magnet prices and use those to target a price. And I've done this with me and Tommy have done this together. Gold trades and stuff like that.
Right.
We went in, we spotted points and went in and loaded up on really cheap binary contracts.
Yeah.
$5-10.
Right.
And put $1,000 on, boom, make $4,000, get out when it ever hits the strike. It's
right.
That's a 4-to-1, and that was just taking it off at half the profit.
There's some huge moves. Even in I had some binaries in the Nasdaq this week, and there were 60-point intraday moves from the low to the high. I think close.
Yeah, no, there were, exactly. And when we're talking about price strikes, folks, okay, what we're looking for, what you're looking for is you take the swing points, right, inside an intraday chart, and then you're looking for those high volumes at the highs or the lows, so that wherever you are outside of that, it's like, okay, your probability is fairly decent that it's going to hit it. Well, this is what happens. It's going to hit it. The question is it going to hit it in the time span that you have the binary?
It's going to hit it. It's just when.
It's going to, exactly.
Sure.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's like, so I calculate expected ranges. I also calculate expected time too, and that helps out quite a bit.
Yes.
So I go in there and basically I'll plot. I have a little algorithm that basically says this day of the week, this time of the day, how long does it normally take to move this distance?
Nice.
And that helps out on choosing the expiration of the contract.
Yeah. Even sometimes, those trading ranges that they get into throughout the day.
They're beautiful.
It's like you see it bouncing along the bottom, and then you just take a binary where it's just going to be kind of right where it was, 2 hours ago.
I've said this many times. The most amount of money I've made consistently in the marketplace is on a trading range.
Yeah. And you can see them every day.
You see them. And the thing that's crazy, folks, the market can be flat.
Yeah.
And you can do great.
It just goes from 20 down, 20 up to 20 down. It does.
Exactly.
And especially this past week, it's open down, and then it goes up, and then it just trades right in that.
There's no doubt, man. And I'll tell you, folks, it's a total mind blower.
It can be like 1 o'clock, it just decides to turn around. 3 o'clock, it shoots back up.
It does.
It closes like up 2.
It does, and you don't get greedy. You just say, okay, I'll take that spread.
Right.
You're down to the bottom. Here we go again. Take it off. Put it on the other side.
And say that's it.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah.
I remember one of the biggest days I ever had here. I left right here, right where we're sitting from, and it just blew my mind. And it was like 11:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's it. And what it had done is at 4 separate times between 9:30 and 11:30, it traded a range.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I just went in and out, and then I said, okay, that's it. I'm done. I mean, because you can only get so many winners, folks. Okay, losers are going to come in there.
Perfect bounces.
Yeah, you got to know when to walk away, man.
Yeah.
You do.
Pull your chips off the table and go.
You do, and go ahead. You got to remember why you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're doing it to make money, to go have fun. So you might as well do it, man.
And those moves before noon. Yeah, if you pick all those big moves right before noon, you're not gonna.
No.
Well, and then make the withdrawal and leave and enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
then you don't give it back.
No, you don't.
You don't. You scale back. There's a.
I know you don't give it back, but you get to go have some fun with it.
Right. There's a tendency if you keep it in there where you just want to, put on more risk.
It's guaranteed you're going to go back.
Yeah.
Right. And what happens is that you focus, folks. You'll leave some of your focus. I mean, if you're focusing for 2 or 3 hours at a time,
you can't
like
think of it all as like trading capital all at risk when you make that kind of money too. You need to pull some off back and make sure that you don't just ramp up all your risk right after you just put on a lot of risk and benefited, because you're not going to be right when you're putting on a lot of risk a lot of times in a row. So if you just keep scaling it up, you're eventually going to lose it again.
Well, if you lose it a lot faster.
Right, exactly.
That's the biggest key.
Yeah, it'll be all lost in one. Right, it'll all be lost in 1 or 2 trades. Exactly.
You know what always blew my mind is that I've never, I'm not this type of trader, but there's a lot of different books out there that saying, you should be scaling up. And I'm looking at myself, man, what math class did they go to, man? Do you know what I mean? Because the scaling, it's scary. Do you know what I mean?
Especially if that's like not your plan and you're just adjusting that plan and saying, well, I know I'm right, so now, look, this is even better, and then this is even better.
And what happens to all of us, you get that King Kong signal. You know what I mean?
That's why, especially if you just keep all your profits ever and you just keep putting them at risk.
Take your profits, folks. Keep the focus and
go make them again.
Yeah, if you did it once, you can do it again.
Exactly.
No, that's a big number.
You don't need to use all that money at risk.
No, and when you have more money in your kicker, it's clearer anyway. Your mind is clearer.
You know how real the money is once you aren't putting it at risk on a daily basis.
That is your money.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not. That's a great point.
You can always put it back in.
Because it's not your money when it's
back in. No,
it's
the
the market's
mindset.
money.
Well, it's your trading capital.
Right.
It's not your living expenses, especially if you're trading binaries or, that's a high risk trading capiple for sure. Spread's slightly different, but.
Yeah, no, I was working with some traders yesterday, and I was like, a lot of traders, I mean, I really think they should start on the spreads.
Yeah.
And then
at
you
least
take
that
a
way
portion of your capital go over to the binaries. But I mean, they're really simple to understand, but they're hard to trade.
Oh, and you can just lose so much money if you're paying premium and you're not picking those moves right, and if you're putting on 5-to-1 winners, like we said, you're only going to win 1 out of 5. Well, guess what? You're going to lose 10, 15 in a row sometimes if you're really pushing it out that far, probability-wise.
And what happens, folks, is that if you bring up the exchange, you put your paper money in, you are absolutely going to want to do the binaries.
And you can.
And what happens is this, is that when you win the binary, it's like, oh my God.
Oh.
Okay, this is what it's great, folks, but it's a problem because what ends up happening, you will win on them too.
Of course.
Right? Do you know what I'm saying? There's no doubt, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, we want you to listen to this program. We want you to listen to Daryl every Tuesday and Thursday so you can really set up some strategies, some winning strategies.
And you can put a small portion still. That's not, if you're trading the spreads, I'll do the same thing. I'll trade a spread, and then I'll say I'll put a couple binaries on for that big move, where if it does move, I make a 10-to-1 on the binaries with my spread benefiting, and it's only $20.
And the volatility is in these, well, right now we get the currencies, we get the currencies going, you get oil going, gold isn't there yet, but gold is there quite a bit, do you know what I mean? As you said this week, the market has been flat, folks, okay? But the bottom line is that there has been some decent volatility intraday out here.
Especially when you talk about that morning before noon.
Yeah, right. Big time. Big time. And, I'll bring up this if you just want to see this context, NQM5. I'll just bring up inside the NASDAQ. I'll put a 5-day chart up for this week. Well, there it is. That's awesome. My God. Yeah. This is sick, folks. So look at this.
So it was definitely Wednesday that I was talking about the intraday. I knew in my head where I just looked at that swing and I was like, man.
So, yeah, I mean, you're talking about. What is
the low there?
The low was 4482.
Yeah.
And the high was 4534.
Yeah, it's 55 point.
And this gets better. So check this out, folks. This is what's amazing.
And then comes all the way back.
And then it comes all the way back down. It comes all the way back to 4,500.
And look at where the trading range. I mean, that just went right above where it was. You should be aware as it's going over there to be careful at least. Take some profits for sure.
Right.
You could easily turn around that trade. I say easily. It's so simple looking at it.
Right.
But it's not like it's completely out of whack that it went over that level it was at yesterday.
It is
the day before on Tuesday.
Right.
And then turned around.
And you can look at this chart and get ready for next week. That's how this is set up too, because this
right
chart,
at the top
it's right at the top of the range.
Yep.
Tom O'Brien, Daryl Martin, Tom O'Brien. Folks, you can come over to our website at TFNN, check out the Nadex banner, bring up the account, they'll put $25,000 of funny money into your account. We're going to be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Tom O'Brien, Daryl Martin. Tom O'Brien, appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Hey, Daryl, over the weekend, so on the products, I think when do we open back up?
We'll open at 6 p.m. on
Monday night?
Monday night.
Okay, right. So that's what you want to get ready for, folks. Normally, it's of course on Sunday nights, but we do have that holiday weekend, thank God, which is a beautiful thing.
Sure.
No doubt.
Definitely.
What are you up to this weekend? You doing some grilling, Daryl?
We're gonna do some riding. So we're gonna go out, and as long as it doesn't get too wet out here, it's been raining like crazy.
Okay.
But no, we'll take out the horses and just we may go camping and ride like at a Dinosaur Valley or something like that. So.
Sounds pretty good.
And when it rains in Dallas, man, it really rains.
Yeah, I know. So that's the one thing that's sort of like we're sort of sitting back today and looking and like, I mean, we've got some massive rainfall this last month.
A little mud out there.
Because my daughter, she competes in rodeos, every weekend.
Yeah.
And like literally the last 4 weekends have been rained out.
Oh man.
So yeah, and so we're like, come on. So the funny thing is they have to do like 8 of them, whatever a season. So like this season's gonna go long this year.
You're gonna have a busy catch up.
You know what she does?
Yeah.
She rides those barrels.
Okay, cool.
She goes around those barrels, and she's only like 8 years old, right?
Yeah.
Man, that's cool.
Isn't that wild?
That is.
Yeah. I saw a picture when we were together with them in Vegas. I mean, pretty amazing.
That is.
Yeah,
Now,
she took
they
first
wear
place in
helmets,
every
right?
event.
She wears
No, she don't wear a helmet. No.
Oh, you don't wear a helmet? That's
So
That's
I
a
guess
cowboy hat.
right.
Yeah, they do that like in certain leagues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like in real rodeos. I mean, they wear hats. Yeah. So I mean, whenever you get knocked off, usually your head's not the piece in danger. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're falling on very soft dirt because they plow it constantly.
I see.
So the biggest issue usually is if you get stepped on by a horse.
Watch out
Yeah.
for the horse.
Right.
So
Right.
But her horse is off. She's fallen off one time.
Okay.
Off her horse, and the horse. I mean, it's a really good horse, and we bought it from a girl who actually is at the World Championship this month.
Yeah.
And like when she fell off, he literally leaped like the opposite direction to stay off of her.
That's pretty cool.
Because they're smart animals.
Yeah, they
but
are.
it's dangerous. There's no doubt, but they're definitely smart animals, man.
Yeah. I mean, he's very big in protecting her, and I mean, so it's awesome.
The Belmont Stakes is coming up soon, right? Is that next weekend? When is it? Next weekend. That'll be good.
Mile and a half.
They're going for the Triple Crown, right?
Yeah, right.
There you go.
And that horse is hoping that it rains.
That was quite a race the last one.
Yeah, because
looked like a monsoon as they were getting ready for it.
That's right, because the horse can run in the rain.
I guess so.
He can, it's a,
He killed that field in the Preakness, and it looked like a monsoon literally a minute before post. I was watching it. It did.
No,
they were interviewing the guy. Were you watching it?
I was, and he was so smart getting him out front. Because
he was out front, but he was relaxing.
Yeah, well, that's what they said. I heard,
I heard turned it on at the end, and he went.
You know what they say? I guess you know this, Daryl, but I guess if the ears are just straight up and they're running so fast, that's like when they're not even full deal. When they're not hurting.
Because it just looked like it. You could see it. It'd be interesting. I was thinking, can you imagine NBC, those executives rooting for that horse in the Preakness to make sure that Belmont Stakes is worth whatever it's worth, going for the Triple Crown?
All of us are going to be watching
that like bandits. They've gotten that 4 or 5 times recently.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
We have. I hope finally someone wins
tens
it.
of millions of dollars for them just to have a horse go into the Belmont.
Listen, I remember at my grandmother's house, right, when Secretariat actually did it. And, of course, the whole house is, we're all gamblers anyway, right? So everyone's gambling. The ladies are playing cards upstairs. All the guys are playing dice downstairs, right? And, of course, when the whole...
Horse racing on TV.
The horse racing on TV, man. The game was on. Hey, Daryl, have a great weekend, safe weekend. Look forward to the show next week.
All right, it's a good one. Thank you.
Folks, have a great one. Have a safe one. You stay right there. We got to get a lot of good program coming up for you. Have a great one, Tom.
Have a great weekend, man. Love it.
Look at them, folks.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.